From China trade wars to Russian interference in the U.S. election, Senator Jim Risch has seen and heard a lot of things as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He also has his share of questions about the president he supports despite impeachment proceedings on Capitol Hill. Our Don Nelson sat down with Senator Risch over his holiday break.
Quid pro quo aside, do you feel it was appropriate for President Trump to talk to the Ukrainian president about the Bidens?
Well, look, the President of the United States is charged with a lot of different responsibilities. And of course, one of those is to see that the money that we put overseas on foreign aid, mostly military, but a lot of foreign aid, his job is to see that it's done right.
Even though the president has Risch's support on most issues, there are times when the two don't see eye to eye.
People say, well, you know the president, you have dinner with him, you have lunch with him, you travel with him. You must agree with him a lot. And I do agree with him some. But he and I have some very, very spirited discussions on areas we don't agree on. It's no secret. I think that trade, we have a little different ideas on trade.
Earlier this month, the U.S. and China reached an historic and enforceable agreement on a Phase 1 trade deal, a step many experts believe is in the right direction.
I think China is going to be a big challenge. I view China as a competitor, not an enemy. I think that we're fortunate that when we compete with China, we're not dealing with a country that has this deep religious conviction that you have to overcome to get things done. They don't view things in that way. The downside is, however, they're awful on human rights and they're awful on the way they treat people.
Dealing with the other superpower, Russia, is a whole different ballgame.
They're at it on the internet.
Disinformation on the internet.
Disinformation on the internet, and they spend billions of dollars just causing trouble.
Christmas passes with no North Korean gift to the U.S. Shocking.
For years and years and years, people said, you know what North Korea wants more than anything else in the world, they want a nuclear weapon. No, that's not what North Korea wants. What they want is they want security. Kim Jong-un wants it for himself, for his family, for his country. And a nuclear weapon, a lot of people argued, well, that's security. No, it isn't security. And I think he came to the realization that door number 2 maybe looks a lot better than door number 1.
So as we close out another decade and head into 2020, Jim Risch tries to keep this country's future in perspective.
We've been through a revolution. We've been through a civil war. We've been through 2 world wars. We've been through a major depression. And you know what? We're still here. We're still standing. The strength of America is not one man. It is not the President of the United States. The strength of America is the American people.
Don Nelson, 6 on your side.